Hey, Naina, thank you so much for joining us on Blitz Business. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much, Ashish, for having me. And it's really a pleasure too, this being a podcast, and I'm excited about it.
Awesome. Let's get started. So, Naina, tell us a little bit about yourself first, then we'll dive into this exciting business.
I'm the founder of the brand EUME, and we are into a travel luggage brand. Started this journey in 2018, and since then it has been a wonderful, exciting, with lots of ups and downs in the whole journey. But very happy to say that today we are a brand which is quite known for its, innovation and products and quality and stuff.
What was the genesis of the idea? Like, what was the moment you thought, like, okay, I want to do this?
So, the whole journey began in 2018, start of the first quarter, wherein the concept of the massager backpack came into the whole mindset, and this brilliant idea was like a dining table conversation, and we were like, why not a backpack with massagers, and why not the daily stressful journey of any traveler be having this luxury of having a massage on the go. So then started the whole process of understanding how to get a massager in the backpack. Being a Shark Tank avid watcher back then, it was just US. This was like good 9, 10 years back when I started watching Shark Tank, and getting an innovation, getting it patented, and going on this Kickstarter, and also being on Shark Tank. These were like just visions and dreams. And today, when I look back, it's been a journey well covered.
So, what is a massager backpack? How does it work? Sounds exciting.
So, Yumi Massager Backpack is our patented product, which is patented in India and USA. And it has four massagers in the back of the backpack. It looks like a normal backpack, like a layman who's seeing a backpack wouldn't even realize that there is anything that has got to do with massage in this backpack. So, there are four vibrators, and they run on a push of a button. And this is powered by a power bank, and it's like, if you're standing, sitting, walking, waiting for any kind of a travel to begin, like on the metro or on the on the airport. So yeah, you can just put on the button and the massages start working. So yeah, it's one of its kind product, first of its kind in the world, and patented, of course. So yeah, waiting for this to become like a journey where why any backpack should be without a massager.
Isn't it heavy like these, or like is it still lightweight?
It is a very well balanced backpack with adding not much of the weight. It increases the backpack's weight by 275 grams, which is a very normal. But we try to balance it by using very different kind of material for the backpack. So, it gets just balanced by the right contribution of the other accessories.
That's not much at all.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, less than an iPhone
You
still.
should try one, Ashish. It really is an amazing one.
That's what I'm thinking now. I'll definitely for sure will give it a shot. Then, Nana, how does so? Let's dive into now the supply chain and the part of it. So, you guys manufacture it yourself, you get it made, you white label. What are the economics of this entire business?
So yes, we are till 6 months back, we were a completely make in India brand, and we manufactured all of our products 100% in India. But since last 2 quarters, we have shifted a little bit of our manufacturing outside India, and this being the reason for the hard luggage, where the molds are expensive in India, or there is not yet that much of a finesse in the products here. So yeah, but we would like to shift that to say post 18 months. Leave this.
We were discussing about shifting little bit of manufacturing out of India. That's a very interesting point. So, what were the aspects you moved out, and where are you actually manufacturing it?
Like, we are manufacturing in a couple of countries, and the reason to do this is to speeden up our process of manufacturing, and also getting the right kind of so we've just entered the hard luggage segment 7 months back. That is the travel luggage. India is yet to be India yet doesn't have many such manufacturing infrastructure available. So that's the reason that we had to shift it a little bit. I mean, for a couple of our products outside the country. And very soon, in 12 to 18 months' time, we soon intend to be again a 100% Make in India company.
So are there any incentive to manufacture in India or
No, there are no such incentives, but definitely we would like to make the brand a 100% Make in India brand.
got it?
But that's in our future, not as of now.
Got it. And where do you all currently operate? Like, do you have a retail footprint, or are you selling mostly online, or it's a mix bag? So what's the current status?
So till date, we are a completely online, a D2C brand, but of course with three offline presence in airports like Lucknow, Bangalore, and Trivandrum. We are soon going to be launching our first store in the month of January, Jan end. Yeah, we are closing couple of more locations and intend to have around 3 to 4 stores by the first quarter of 2025.
Congratulations. And is it, Nana, tell me, isn't it a little how are you competing with the traditional old guard of likes of Samsonite, the Tourister, all these luggage companies which has been there for ages? Like, how are you differentiating? Is it the branding, pricing? Like, what is getting the customer in?
They are stalwarts. All these brands, what you have mentioned, are stalwarts. We are new startups. And what we are banking on, or as I used the word newness, right? As I use the word new. So we are banking on a new thought process, new thinking. What is the kind of TG what we are catering? We're completely keeping our mindset very raw. We're keeping our mindset very fresh when it comes to design aspects. And this, I think, differentiates our products from the legacy brands or from the old stalwarts like Samsonites and the names you mentioned. So one very strong factor while designing or getting the new product in pipeline is that we do not have any baggage of we do not have the baggage of having any kind of any kind of a footprint that we've left behind. We can come out with different innovative products. We can get into a market with very different different perspective to luggage. People expect newness from us because we are startups, right? People expect that we will give them fresher designs, and that's what we are trying to even get it into our products. So new fresh designs, fresh approaches when it is even coming to the branding marketing aspect, even getting little bit of global aspirations into our product. Yeah, I mean, brands like Samsonite, definitely they have a larger background and a larger playground. We have smaller playground, we have smaller reach for now, and I think yeah, that is working for us in a better way.
Got it. And there was, you mentioned about the global reach. I recently saw a bag which just keeps following you, the luggage, small luggage bag, handbag. I don't know if you have seen, but if you're on Instagram, you must have seen those videos. The baggage just follows you around. I don't know which company is it. Like they monitor and track you through phone. So some innovation, people are trying to do different things.
Yeah.
That's what I'm sensing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying, that brands like us who are new, we can try innovations, we can do a lot of research and development and come up with innovative products, right? And this is what we are doing, like a massager backpack. It's an amazing product. Even the hard luggage, what we are, trying to come up with, or the newer designs like aluminum luggage, like our trunk, which are very different in their nature. Of course, few international players have these products, but we have got them at a very good, for the Indian market, this was not available, the aluminum case, the trunk, and we try to play it very, very different kind of a luggage game where we are trying to give our consumer what is not existing in the Indian market. So this is something what we are, so innovation, but in a different way. Innovation necessarily not means tech, or it doesn't mean coming up with something different all the time. It just means adding a little different perspective to the whole piece what is already existing.
Yes. Correct. So, and what price point, Anna, are you guys currently positioned compared to your competitors? Like which sort of higher at the higher mid range, or where are you exactly?
So we come in mid-premium range. We come in approachable premium buying. I wouldn't say we are very expensive. At the same time, I wouldn't say that we are very massy. We are positioning ourselves as mid-premium. Our luggage range starts from 5,499 to now 25,000, and our backpacks range from 3,499 to 7,000. And we of course have different kind of accessories, but yeah, we are positioning ourselves as a mid-premium segment brand.
So tell me some insider information, Naina. So I have never understood this thing wherein I have seen bags which cost around like 70,000, 80,000. Does it really like, and it's tempting to buy sometime those kind of bags also. But what is the game like? What is the cost and economics of like a 70,000? I'm sure they're making a huge profit out of it. Or does it really cost that much for certain of these bags?
So I'll just give you an example. The aluminum case, which we are, which we are very known for. EUME is known for its aluminum luggage and the the trunk. So international players globally are selling these products anywhere from a 1,65,000 to 1,85,000, and we are selling aluminum to cabin for 20,000, which again is a big price for the Indian market, right? I wouldn't want to comment on anybody's profit margins on how they're doing it and stuff, but definitely I would say that our products are very well researched. We come from a manufacturing background, right? We've been into a family business of manufacturing. So going wrong in our products is definitely not in our genes. So I wouldn't say who makes what profits, but yeah, we can get good products at a good price.
So is the aluminium, what my understanding is, doesn't it bend? Like it's a light, I understand that point of, but shouldn't the luggage needs to be hard like the outer shell, or isn't? How does that
So,
work?
by the way, aluminum is not supposed to be light. Aluminum is a little heavyweight. And the whole story of aluminum, when you're buying an aluminum piece of luggage, you are tend to you need to understand that you are going to be buying it for the dents and the scratches that come on the aluminum. So the whole story goes that the dents on luggage show how much you've traveled in life, and those dents, how you beautify them. So in our forthcoming collections, you're going to see a lot of different kind of things being done on these exclusive products, like putting stickers of on them or getting some kind of a different kind of an activity done on these things. So yeah, these dents depict your journey.
Wow. I'm sensing some Japanese philosophy kicking in.
You're right. I think this earthen pot, the way you fill it with gold, and one day the whole pot becomes gold, right? This is a Japanese theory.
I like that. Instead of putting stickers, you should have dents.
So yeah, that goes for aluminum. Then the trunk, which is again a very hot USP product of ours. It's a different iteration of a luggage. It's a very different sized luggage, a different shaped luggage. It's like a rectangular box. So again, this is a newer iteration of the old trunks which we would all carry, or our ancestors would carry, or you know. Uh, our older generation would carry. So we've just given it a newer look, and that's how it is. So giving very forthcoming designs is something what Yumi is good at. This is what I'm understanding. We cannot give run of the kind, run of the mill products. We just cannot, and that's not just in us. That's not our DNA.
Wow. That's great to hear. So then, Nana, what is your ambition? So recently, like I was doing a podcast, what last week, I think, a couple of days back, we had another D2C brand. Like I've been doing D2C brand a lot. So they got recently acquired by Marico. So everybody has in D2C space a different ambition. Somebody wants to list, somebody wants to be acquired. What is your ambition?
My ambition. So Yumi's ambition is to be there in every household. Even if it is premium, it is very approachable brand. Today's TG is very aspirational. In fact, just today afternoon we were discussing, like, if you take a game of a pickle and a paddle, right, which are very newer sports today. 6 months they were just there in couple of clubs and stuff, and it was a very high. It used to be. It was considered as a very high end sport, but today, like, as soon as a word spread that pickle and paddle is some new sport, every turf, every club, high and middle high, has started having this sport. The same way, our luggage, though it is premium, I want it to be very approachable. I want all the aspirational people who love traveling, who are very known to global brands, have these kind of products at a very approachable price, which doesn't pinch them, like spending a lakh and a half on a product, rather spend like a good 20-30K on a good product. Again, an Indian brand, which is just helpline number away, always service oriented. So what more can a customer ask?
So what's the typical warranty like for your products?
For a backpack, it is around 12 to 18 months, you know. And just for your information, for the massager backpack, we've had less than 2 to 3% of complaints ever. So never ever a product has come back because it has stopped, functioning or on those lines.
And how are certain brands able to give lifetime warranty? Like I also have some of those bags. How does it work, or is it lifetime or not in practice?
So yes, there are stalwart brands who give a lifetime warranty. Even we are trying to do that. So these warranties are not for any. These are just so people who are globally present, people who are having offline presence all over pan India or internationally also. It becomes very easier for customer to go and get the product replaced or even have it repaired, and that's what we all brands look forward for. Yeah, it is quite doable, and we intend to do that at some point of time.
Sure. So coming back to the point of, so have you guys raised any capital so far, or you're self-funded?
No, we have raised capital. We did have a seed round, and then we recently had a pre-series A, which was led by Mr. Ashish Kacholia, who's an ace investor. He usually never would invest in a startup, and he's more known as an IPO kind of a person. But he was so intrigued by the whole brand and the kind of work me and my son were doing, and yeah, so we have him as our ace investor in the last round.
So are you guys preparing for an IPO? Not now, but in future, is that's the ambition?
We do not have any such ambition. The only ambition in us is to make this brand, as I told you, a very household name. Our complete energies are just right now in no valuation business, in no IPO business, but just increasing the whole revenue, increasing, we believe, very less in bleeding. Again, I told you the DNA of a family background is such that, it should be treated like a family business, right? And it has to be given the treatment of it has to be given a very personal touch. So IPOs, of course, maybe in future we would love to have one, and with such kind of stalwarts behind us, that definitely can be the route, but nothing, we haven't thought about it now. It's too early stage.
So how was the meeting with Mr. Ashish in terms of how did you guys raise the capital? Or how what went? Like these stories are sometimes interesting.
Absolutely. So let me tell you, this is like you and me talking, and this was Ashish Kacholia and us, me and my son, went to his office, and it was a very casual meeting. I can never forget that day. And, it was just a general conversation, and where just he's like, okay, I'm hungry, and can I have my lunch also? And he's having his lunch, and we are talking, and he's just inquiring about what we do and how we do, and what are our visions and what are our goals with three of his members. That's about it. This happened around 25th of Feb 2024. And then we were called for a meeting around 17th of March. That was our second meeting. And yeah, it was all closed then. I mean, in the our dreams, we could think that such a closure of a 15 crore deal for a new brand like us could just be done in two meetings over very normal conversations. This is a big trust factor which has been laid on us. And me and my son, Pranay, it was like a really heartwarming moment for us. And, we this is a promise to ourselves and to the brand and to our to our investor, not of course in I mean not by promising him promise types. Yeah, like the kind of trust what they've laid in us is very impeccable. And yeah, so this whole journey of investment has shaped us in a way that it's it's given us so much confidence, it's given us so much of power to get to the table what the consumer needs. In our own capability, in our own capacity, we always would have a little bit of fear in us. How much would we go ahead? But with a backer like Mr. Ashish Kacholia, who believes so much in us, and he's like, just go all out. Just do what your heart feels right. The brand is made by you, right? And we are come to you because you've walked this journey. So we would love that you walk this journey on your own self, and whenever you need us, we are always there. So that's the kind of an investor, I mean, which every startup should have. It's very nice. Yeah, it's unimaginable to have him.
So did you guys had a pitch deck or no pitch deck?
There was a pitch deck because our aggregators, we all have a pitch deck, but the conversation, but nothing on the pitch deck. It was just more of how do we perform, what do we do, how do we source, what are our numbers, what is our vision. So it was a very general, normal conversation.
Those are the ideals one, to raise. You always get better term.
I think these ace investors are not just ace just like that. They have their eyesight very strong, and they know what they are doing, right? So they know how to pick up whom, even without asking too many questions. I think the research is much better, even behind the scenes.
And how did this name, sort of brand name, came about? EUME, like.
So Yumi is all about you and me. The founders who have started the company. It's also between the product and the company, product and the brand. So everything about you and me is Yumi.
So who came up with the name?
So back then in 2018, it was me who had started this brand. And of course, it was my husband's strong support that, like, just go for it. He has a very manufacturing background. So he supported me a lot about the whole making of the massager backpack, and getting it right. And so there were too many ups and downs in creating the product. So, yeah, about my husband and me. So that is you and me when we talk. My son and me, that's you and me, the product, the massager backpack and me. So it was a very personal journey, and that's how the name Yumi.
And you mentioned about the family business of manufacturing. So what do you guys manufacture?
The family business is into manufacturing of umbrellas and luggage.
What is that segment like? Is it different from luggage, umbrellas typically, or?
So we are into so the family business is more into manufacturing for corporate houses. They more volume based business. It's more for say like when we started this business. So when Yumi was started in 2018, and we were just like a D2C brand, and we just had this massager backpack. So the products would be sold like 300 and 400 per month. Then in 2018, and my husband was like, when he runs his business, it is like thousands and lakhs of pieces per month. So it was very different kind of a feeling. We had never seen these. And when we were like, just in the journey of making the brand, we would make the numbers like, "Acha, 5,000, 10,000 piece, so you ही big times." But it's not like because that was the whole family mindset, right? And when we were the numbers in 2018, back then when we started in July, even getting like a 300 and a 400 backpack being sold in the month of August and September, and we would be like sitting with that big smile. Oh wow, we sold 300. Oh wow, we sold that 400. So yeah, it's a very different thing. So yeah, my husband is into manufacturing of luggage and umbrellas, and we are more into corporate manufacturing and white labeling.
But your ticket size is much bigger than an umbrella, I assume so.
Sorry.
Your ticket size is much bigger than an umbrella.
Yeah, but you know what? Umbrella is a very big business, a very good business. So we always call it like the hidden gem. Not many people know about it, but if you see, umbrella is being used in so many ways of advertising. Like you see any kind of these pharmaceutical brands or alcohol brands or the FMCG brands. So it's a mobile advertising instrument, right? In the rainy season, every most of the umbrellas, if you'll see some branding happening on the umbrella. I wouldn't name any brands because it doesn't work like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a mobile advertising instrument. So it's a big one. Like pharmaceutical companies buy it in thousands and lakhs of pieces as they send it to their distributors, they send it to their, the MRs, the medical representatives and stuff. It's given on a scheme. So yeah, it's a different ball game altogether.
Wow. Never thought about in that. I may have to invite your husband next one.
Yeah, for sure.
So have you guys heard about collaborating umbrellas and luggage and be like some bundle sort of thing, or it goes hand in hand? I don't see why, to be honest.
Yes, absolutely. So we do have our Yumi umbrellas. We had started on a very small note because we ourselves were a small brand. And now with, of course, the upcoming seasons and stuff, umbrella is going to be a strong part as an accessory. See, basically, you mean and travel accessory because you're on the move. Yes.
So do you plan to, Naina, then sort of tap into like a lot of adjacencies of within this travel segment, or you want to focus only on luggage, like luggage, hard luggage or travel luggage? I don't know the category name, but what's that thought process looks like?
Of course, we would want to be just into travel luggage and accessory for now. So in that comes your hard luggage, soft luggage, backpacks, storage pods, accessories like your fanny packs. I mean, accessories related to travel. There are,
But not in terms of wallets and all the other sort of
sorry,
wallets.
wallets and credit card holders and passport holders. So these are all travel accessories.
So understood. So then in the next phase of you mentioned about stores being open. So what are your next 3, 4 milestone now you're looking ahead when in this space? Like in next year, you mentioned about retail stores opening. What are the other things you want to achieve?
Other things what we want to achieve, as I told you, we want to be there in at least a major chunk of the household. So we have set up parameters like, this is so to say, along with so right now being a three digit revenue, right, is the most essential goal for us right now, okay, by the next financial year. And this is something what we are thriving and striving to be. And all our energies are focused just on that. So, retail and the three digit, these will go hand in hand. Yeah, the focus is just very clear to be one of a very reckoned brand in luggage, known for its aesthetics, functionality, and service.
Was there anything, Anna, in this journey till now you feel like you want to do differently?
Back then or now?
Looking back then, if you can go back in time and change few things.
Yes, definitely. So we are, it's a very good point for us, but then sometimes you get delayed because of that. We are too much into research and development. So I would have gone like 3 years back. I would have actually, I sometimes think, I should have just got products. I should not have waited so much. And, sometimes too much of your USP also becomes a little bit of a weakness, right? Too much of your research also uh, makes you a little delayed in the whole time frame. My So whenever I'm now talking to new entrepreneurs, I'll tell them, just start. You will learn with time. Don't try to make it 100% perfect and then launch. Sometimes that might just delay you a little bit. And that's what I think happened with me or the brand EUME. We were so much into research and getting the product so picture perfect and so perfect that sometimes it just gets delayed. You should just like sometimes just float it and learn with time.
That's really interesting. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we are just too much on the whiteboard.
Yes, too much on the whiteboard, or maybe because as a person, you're such a perfectionist, you would want that perfection to come into a product, but a product is a product and it will keep on, it will keep on
I
evolving. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is your advice to entrepreneurs? Like, there is a lot of interest in D2C space over the last, but the opportunity I feel has sort of reduced due to high marketing cost. It's harder to start. But what is your advice? Someone wants to be, they, after hearing this, they are like, this is an interesting space. I also want to do it. What will be your advice to them?
It's not easy to build up a brand. It's very, very difficult. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of finance. It takes uh, lot of patience. You need to stand still. There'll be time when you will be like, oh, it's all over, it's all done. I'm talking about a general umbrella of startups. Okay, yeah, something can just click overnight. That's a different thing altogether. But a D2C brand or a startup brand definitely needs to have a lot of patience and a lot of conviction in their own selves and in the products. Like when I started with the massager backpack, or when we started with this Yumi as a luggage category, the whole thing was like, it's a one product company. It will just fizzle out. It will just, there's nothing in this category. What is luggage? There are stalwarts like this and that. And you're getting into a very cluttered space. These were always the remarks what we got. And if you see now, 2024 and 23 also was all about luggage wears. right? However cluttered it is, or it was, or however big players there were, the newer brands came and just took the space, right? So it is just about your conviction about the product. It is just about how you're going to showcase your brand. One advice to startups, and not advice, but a learning, what I have. You have to be really very proactive and moldable. You cannot stick to your, you cannot stick to your mindset. You have to be very adaptable and very versatile. The trends are changing, not even every month, they change every day. With the whole new influencer era, or the whole new, so much of travel era, people are so exposed to different kind of things, right? For them nothing is new. For a consumer, everything is seen, everything is already done up. So how you portray your product, how you portray your brand is a big game changer.
That's
Yeah. uh,
great
lot of,
advice. Yeah.
lot of strategy has to be done. It's not just okay, send your product to the influencer and they will market it. It's no more like that. You really need, more than lifestyle, you need to be really intelligent. Your consumer has become very intelligent now. So how to have your consumer intelligently with you is, is a whole strategy now.
So how does someone do that, Nana?
That's the startup, not a, that's the entrepreneur mindset, right? You are going to be an entrepreneur, you are going to be successful if you have a little different approach, a little out of the box approach. It might not be resonating with, with somebody today, but definitely you will make the most out of it tomorrow. This is what I have understood.
What was that most difficult moment in your startup till now in this career you faced, and you were like, oh man, ye to, I didn't know that, or something like, share us that experience. You were like, yeah, ye to, it's just too much, or whatever. What was it? Was there any such moment?
There were 10 different moments, these kinds
I love top three at least.
of very heavy moments. The whole funda of, first and foremost, starting the brand EUME, being from a very secured background, like, why do you want to do this, right? Why do you want to, like, get into this? And again, a never seen, never heard product, like a massager backpack. You're not even a brand, you're not even famous. Who's going to take that thing of yours that, okay, what is the need of this, right? So, but no, Shark Tank देखते थे, रात के recorded, and this is way back in 2015, 16, 17, okay, when Shark Tank was not even much known to the Indian crowd. So all the five sharks, and I would email them. So the point was, backpack लाया, क्यों करना है ये brand? So yeah, क्यों करना है? So again, you would go back and then, just prolong the whole thing. After making the product right, then coming up with a brand, naming it EUME, then doing the whole social media strategy and stuff, and then getting there, and then getting those just few products going out every month. Everybody would be like, why do you want to do it? Just like, close it. And I literally would start feeling, yeah, I want to close it. Why am I doing this? I'm putting everything here. I don't want to do this. I'm in such a safe spot. Why do I want to spoil my whole comfort zone? But again, let's do it. ये let's do it करते करते 2020 में आ गया COVID pandemic. The sales had just started picking up, and the whole pandemic happened. And again, it was like the travel ecosystem went off for a toss. Again, every morning getting up and thinking, how can I survive? How can I get on there? And that's how the whole production. So because of the massager backpack and because of backpacks, we had set up an infrastructure for manufacturing backpacks. That whole infrastructure, we turned it into for a mask making, the mask, right? The safety mask. We utilized a whole production infrastructure for the mask making activity. So to tell you here, entrepreneur is always an entrepreneur. You should know how to have even the best out of your worst, right? And this is what we did. At that point of time, when we came up with mask and all, we thought the positive angle to it. That, of course, we are doing a good job by coming up with very researched mask and, giving them a very good safety gear. But then how do we utilize it for EUME? That post-COVID or post the pandemic, how would we be remembered as brand? So we tied up with, IPL teams like your CSK and Mumbai Indians and RCB at that point of associations, right? So yeah, with too many ifs and buts, too many, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to continue the brand, I just want to, like, like lay it off. It's not even that known that, people will think, oh, I started a brand and then just shut it off. Many such moments, many such moments, yeah. Like I can talk the whole day and the whole evening just talking about failures rather than success. Yeah.
But my favorite line is like, let's do it, karte karte, thod aa
Yeah,
gaya."
yeah.
You have to stay long enough, yeah,
So even
survive long.
today, when I'm sitting and talking to you, or even when I'm doing so many things, the whole day is always buzzing nowadays. The only line what runs in my head is the thin line between the right now success and to be having success, and the fear to fail. These are the two aspects which always are in the entrepreneur's mind. What if this happens, and what if this does not happen, right? So, yeah, it's a fantastic journey. But yeah, your mind has to be very strong and you have to fight these battles day in and day out. And that's how I think an entrepreneur is.
I mean, if it's not strong, it will make you strong for sure in the end of the journey.
Yeah, but then I think an entrepreneur mindset, if really wants to make it big, will have that mindset. Otherwise, you're not an entrepreneur. So, if your mindset is strong, then only you will have that feeling also, right? Okay, I can do it. But if you fall weak, that means you're a weak mindset. And that's not how an entrepreneur is supposed to be.
True, true. Very well said. Very well said. And this sort of made me question, like, do you also have a plan to manufacture for other brands in terms of white label stuff in near future, or you want to focus only on building product for yourself?
No, as of now, we are very focused on building products only for ourselves. And yeah, we are happy doing that. And because all our energies are just towards EUME at this point of time. So yeah, we want EUME to be a stalwart brand. We want it to be a legacy brand. We just don't want it to be a 2-year, 3-year, 5-year, brand and just make the name. And no, we want to be known as a legacy brand. We want to stay here in the game of luggage. So 5 years down the lane, if you're interviewing any D2C brand, which is a luggage brand, and the way you mentioned, the stalwarts like Samsonite and stuff, we would be wanting. I would love to be mentioned in that genre. So yeah, yeah,
Will- How will you compete with legacy brands like you, me?
yeah. I would love that question. Yeah, I mean, 2 years down the lane, I would want to be known. Oh, this brand definitely has some kind of it has its own standing.
And very quickly, Nana, what channel works for you in online space like Amazon, Flipkart, or your website? Like, what drives the sales for you guys?
So as of now, it's a very balanced sales channel. We are doing very well on our own website also, and all the other e-commerce channels also. So yeah, it's a very good balance. Offline, of course, we are doing well on our airports also. We are looking forward to be doing pretty well in retail too. Let's hope that that happens. Thankfully, today I can say that due to our quality, due to the kind of product we are giving, and not just on the aesthetics level, but functionality also. We are known for our functionality. So I'm sure there's a long way to go.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thanks a ton, Nana, for your time. It was such a pleasure to talk to you, understand this space. Quite fascinating space to be in for sure. Anything you would like to comment? Any thought process from your side?
Ashish, this is wonderful. So whenever I do such talks, so whenever I have all these kind of conversations, it's such a beautiful feeling when I talk about my past and where I'm come today. It always gives me again that that smile comes, that shine comes in my face, and the heart just warms up. That okay, you've walked a long way, and it's such a beautiful thing. So whenever we are having all these entrepreneur conversations, there's one thing which I always love to share, that there is no looking back. If you want to move forward, there definitely is a way forward. It's just that when, as I told you always in my conversation, the mind has to be very strong. The entrepreneur mind cannot go weak. Of course, we all can be vulnerable. We are supposed to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is also a strength, but you should just know how to have the maximum out of that situation also. And for that, I think passion is very important. One more thing to women entrepreneurs I would want to say is you will really have to put a lot of things behind, and move forward. It's not a cakewalk to balance a work life and your personal life. Okay, but once you get there, then there is no looking back. And with the right kind of support in the ecosystem, I think we just can do wonderful. So yeah, that's something. And overall, on a startup thing, just be strong. Believe, just have conviction in the kind of brand you want to build. Have your DNA, your mandate very strong, and be adaptable to the ecosystem around it. But do not change your, do not change your DNA when it comes to quality. Do not degrade. Do not try to suit the price sensitivity. Be sensitive to the demand of the consumer, but do not fall prey to the price sensitivity that is around the ecosystem.
It's like, don't sell cheap stuff because ultimately it's going to
Yeah,
uh, prices.
products and make them cheap just because you want them to be bought. Yeah, that's something.
For that, you need a very strong mindset
Yes.
to not fall for that short-term gains.
And today's market is very mature. The TG, your consumer, they really know what the right kind of product it is, what they need, at what kind of price. With so many brands around you, the consumer surely knows what he wants to buy, he or she. So if you have the right kind of product, if you have the right kind of functionality, I don't think that deters your consumer buying if it is a little premium priced.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very well said.
Tashi, pleasure talking to you.
Likewise.